Hi guys! Today I'm going to be showing you my new planner. This is the third time I've tried to film this video, so hopefully this one will actually load. I filmed the other two on my phone and then it took over 200 minutes to upload them to YouTube. So I cancelled the first one and refilmed it and tried to put the second one up there, and then it was about 15 minutes long and YouTube shortened it to 4 minutes. So I'm hoping this one will actually be able to upload. So this is my new planner. That's what it looks like. And her name is Dora. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about how I came to get this planner and why I have it and why it's called Dora and all sorts of things about it. As you probably know, I've been having a bit of trouble with my ring bound planners, with ring binders in general, because I've spent a lot of money on Filofaxes. I've got quite a few, and over the past few months I've just been really annoyed at the poor quality of the ring mechanisms. I've had quite a few with faulty ring mechanisms, so I've decided to, for my day-to-day planner, not for other things like projects and hobbies, but just for my day-to-day planner, I'm not going to use a Filofax. For my projects and hobbies and other things like that, I still am using Filofaxes. For my Egyptology Filofax, I'm using my A5 Ochre Malden. For my novel writing, I'm using my A5 Red Amazona. I'm probably going to use my A5 Red Domino for learning French and German. So I am still using my Filofaxes, just not as my day-to-day planner, because I want something that I won't feel scared about throwing in my bag or, just using on a day-to-day basis. So that is what this is for. When I was trying to come up with an alternative for Filofaxes, the only thing that I could think of that would have any of the similarity of customizability would be a Midori Traveller's Notebook style notebook system, because they have obviously the elastics that you can put notebooks in, and so you can select which notebooks to put in or which diary insert you can put in. But I didn't want to have the really slim size of the Midori Traveller's Notebook, which is about that slim. It's about 12 centimeters wide. So I decided I wanted an A5 one, because A5 notebooks are easy to get on the high street for me, and they've got good paper space to write on. I've been using my A5 Raspberry Chameleon, so I was used to using the A5 size, and in comparison with personal sized ones, which I've been using previously, the A5 paper size is much better, which is just why I couldn't, go back to a small paper size like a personal. So I invested in this. This isn't a Midori Traveller's Notebook, but it's very similar, although there are some differences. It's actually called an Explorer Notebook, and it's handmade by a leather craftsman here in the UK, who I found his website, and there was a contact page where it said if you've got something that you want making for you by this craftsman, he would do it. And his name is Fenner, Fenner, and his company is called Fenner Craft. And so you can look him up just by googling Fenner Craft. And he was so friendly, really great at communicating by email, and it's just great customer service. I completely recommend it. He already made a Midori Traveller's Notebook style notebook cover, which is made identical to this but just narrower, the same size as a Midori Traveller's Notebook, which is like that wide. So all he had to do for this one was just extend it by a couple of inches. So that was really good. But in the emails, when we communicated, he gave me loads of choices in customizing it. He asked me what colour toggle I wanted, and he sent me another one, this colour and the darker colour. He said, how far apart do you want the elastic so you can fit in a thicker notebook, and all that. So it was really great, and I completely recommend it. That service, his company, the product, everything. So now I'm going to tell you about my planner. Her name is Dora, and the reason for that is when I was researching Midori Traveller's Notebook and thinking up names for this when I just ordered it, I wanted a name that was similar to Midori but different at the same time, because it's not a Midori, it's slightly different. So I wanted to take the name sort of Dory but slightly different, so I decided Dora. And then I realised the name of this notebook style is the Explorer range, so it's like Dora the Explorer, that cartoon, which I've never seen, but I think it's a perfect name. So yeah. So if you've ever seen a Midori Traveller's Notebook on the web or maybe in person, you will know that it's leather and it's got a elastic band clasp which comes out of the back. And that's really it from the outside, and then the inside is quite simple as well. You have elastics which hold notebooks in. Really simple. So the difference between this and a Midori Traveller's Notebook is the leather's different. I think the leather for a Midori Traveller's Notebook is maybe 2 or 3 millimeters thick, but this is 4 millimeters thick, and it's a really thick leather. It's like the leather they make saddles out of, and it's not very supple. I mean, this is as far as I can bend it. It's not like a mold and Filofax or anything. It's not supple, but I think it will get more and more supple the more I use it. And it's different from a Midori because the Midoris only have 2 elastics, whereas this has 3, which means that you can fit 3 notebooks in with no problem at all. And it's a really simple system. You've got one long piece of elastic, and it comes through this hole at the top here, with a knot there, and it goes zigzag, up and down, up and down, up and down, and it comes out at the bottom here, and you've got a toggle that adjusts so you can tighten it or loosen it to fit your notebooks in. You don't have to loosen it to be able to put your notebooks in, but you can tighten it in order to make sure your notebooks won't fall out if you think they might feel a bit loose. And then it's got the back elastic coming through here. There. That little bit there. So that's the notebook in itself. I'm just going to shift positions because my foot's going there with me. Right, so now I will show you the inside of my lovely Dora. I have done quite a lot of customization for myself because it's obviously different to a Filofax, but the main thing I think that is different, besides it's got no ring mechanism, which for me is a definite bonus, it's got no pocket on the front cover, inside cover, or the back inside cover. So I've had to adjust it to make it perfect for me. So the first thing I did was to make my own credit card insert. Sorry if there's a lot of glare off this, because this is a fly leaf behind, which I'll talk about in a minute, so you're getting a lot of glare off my computer screen. So what I did, and I'll make a blog post on this soon, is that I got a Filofax credit card insert and a paper chase organizer ziplocked insert, and I used packing tape, clear packing tape, to attach the two together, and then I put it around the spine of this notebook and taped it on with washi tape, and it's perfect. The Midori credit card or Ziploc pockets each are £6.95, so I refuse to pay that because I've already got all these Ziploc credit card pockets, so you know, I just made it for free myself. Perfect. So this is identical to what I had in my personal Filofax. You've got a calendar from my Daily Cat calendar. A calendar page from my Daily Cat calendar, which is old and I haven't changed it. It's actually the 1st of March, so I should really change that. a card from my mum, and my train tickets for the Filofaxes meetup. Woohoo! And then my box stickers, oh, there you go. My computer screen's gone dim, so there's less glare now. Although I hope it's not too dark. My star stickers and second class stamps. And then this is my flyleaf. It's from an A5 Filofax. And I trimmed this side with the holes. I trimmed the holes off, and I rounded the corners so they weren't so spiky. And I attached it onto the front cover of this notebook with washi tape. And I put some washi tape along the top as well. So it's really pretty. Ooh, I've just unstuck some of the washi tape, holding the credit card. Put it on. Bear with me, everything's falling out. Okay, so there you go. That's really pretty washi tape at the top. Fits up now. There you go. Right, so I use this dashboard as everyone does, to put post-it notes on for reminders. And then I will tell you about this notebook. It's really nice. It comes in a set of 3 from Paper Chase, and they're like exercise books. They've got craft covers, and if your notebook is lined, it has lines to match the inside on. You might be able to see that on the cover, and if it's squared, it has the squares on the cover to match the inside. And I got squared because I love square paper, because I think you can do it, any size. You can have it this way up or this way up, or you can even just draw over it. It's better than line paper in my opinion. And the paper quality is absolutely amazing. I mean, there's no show through, there's no bleed through on my quite wet pens, and it's just so smooth. I love it. It was £5 for 3 notebooks, which is quite a lot, but they will last me a while. So I use this as a journal. I just have, notes about my day. I colour code soap, and everything in purple is just diary stuff. Like I did this, I felt like this. My cat did this. My cat is annoying me at the moment. She won't stop sleeping on my pillow. And in the middle, and this is a great thing about these elastics, in the middle, I know that ring mechanisms mean that you can add paper as you want and take paper out, but I think this is good too. You just take, in my case, A5 paper, A4 paper, fold it in half so that it's A5 size, and slip it underneath the elastic. You don't even have to sew it into the notebook or fix it in any other way. The elastics hold it in, and so I just use this as scrap sort of note paper. I just flip to the middle of the notebook, and I just scribble away, and then when that's finished, I can just pull that one out, rip it, pull it out, and put a new piece of paper in. Perfect. So that's that one, and then here's the Ziploc Filofax pocket with some stickers in that I made, which I'm going to be doing a blog post about. And then my diary in here is the Moleskine Red weekly 1-page plus notes, which I love. I didn't think I would because in my Filofax I couldn't use anything other than paper page. I had to use weekly 1-page plus notes, but that was mainly for forward planning or a quick overview, or during my really not busy times when I didn't have any appointments or anything. But this is really working for me. That's 50. So I write appointments to do for specific days on the side, and weekly to-dos, lists, notes, stuff like that on that side. It's a really simple idea, and it works for me so well. I actually bought a week and 2 pages diary from, a Moleskine one from Waterstones. This is the large size, and I'm going to return it because just this is working so well for me. It's brilliant. I love it. And something I want to show you about the paper quality in Moleskine. You probably know this already because it's just a general sort of opinion about Moleskine paper, but It's quite thin paper, quite poor quality. I mean, these pens that I use, which are Stabilo .88, these ones, those, they they don't bleed through that much on my Filofax paper, which isn't very good quality in itself, but they bleed through my Moleskine, so that's not good. They're even worse than it's even worse paper than Filofax paper. It bleeds through. Can you see? There's a bit of bleed through and a lot of show through. So I actually bought some new pens, which I will be reviewing on my blog, which are the individual pen versions of High-Tech C Coletto. They're called High-Tech Cs, and you can also get them called G-Tech Cs on Cult Pen's website. So they don't bleed through, they don't show through or anything. So I've got this here in the red, that is the red High-Tech C pen, which is exactly the same as the Coletto, but it's an individual pen. And that's where it should come through the other side, and there's absolutely no show through and no bleed through, so that's perfect. And another thing about the Moleskine paper is that when I put post-it notes on there, like that, this one here, that one, it puckers the paper, and that's really annoying. So it makes like a dent on the other side, and it puckers it. That's very annoying, but I love it otherwise. And then I have a look turn pen loop on the back of the Moleskine diary fixed with washi tape. Because the adhesive from because I'd taken it from my Filofax and put it in here so it didn't have the adhesive stick on the back. And then I use the front of my next notebook as the post-it storage place, and it's a Rhodia, you can't see, Rhodia side stapled A5 notebook, which has got great quality paper, of course, because it's the same is it the same company as Filofaxes? And you know, the French paper mill that makes absolutely amazing paper. So in here I have stuff to do with my goals and that sort of thing at the start, which is just copied over from my planners and scanner, which is here. And then I have, you know, just planning stuff, just lists and things that I need to refer to, routines and things to focus on in my room, and a list of to-dos and stuff that's in progress and stuff to keep in mind, and my waiting for list and my wish list and a list of projects, and then the rest of it's blank. So that's the least interesting part of my planner. But then I have an Avery pocket, because I don't have a pocket in the back. I stuck this on. It came in a pack of 5, but I've lost the rest. It's somewhere in my room. I probably put them away tidily, and now because they're away, I don't know where they are. So I just stuck that on, and it's completely removable whenever I want to take it off. I love these things. I can't find any Staples anymore. My Staples has got rid of all their Avery stuff except for the Martha Stewart. And Martha Stewart here doesn't have these, which is annoying. And I stick mementos and things in here to transfer over to my A5 Purple Molden. So that's it. That's my planner. Oh, I just wanted to say, I'm sure you know how precious I am about my Filofaxes, and I don't want anything to happen with them. Besides, you know, ring problems, I don't want scratches or scuffs or anything like that. I'm trying to be good with it. I'm trying to not care if it gets scratched. I think that it will look good if it's scratched because it will look worn and loved and well used, and I'm trying to not care. It's got like a little stuff in the corner, and it's got a scratch at the bottom in this corner, and I'm trying not to care about that. I think I'm being good. I mean, I'll pick it up and I won't care if my nails scratch it a tiny bit. If that was my oak personal moulding, I'd have a heart attack, but I'm trying to be good with it. So there you go, that's my planner. And I will still be using my Filofaxes for projects and hobbies and things, but they won't be leaving the house, and in fact they probably won't be leaving my bedroom. So this thing will be going everywhere with me. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Bye.